Hi, I'm Plus9 Attack, and with over 180 characters within Touhou, there are bound to be some lesser known and forgotten ones. Now, hearing that, you might think of the PC98 games. But what if I told you that even within our own Windows era, there are still some characters that fit that bill, and surprisingly, if not for 2 characters, then almost a full game's worth would be obscure. Let's talk about girls, shall we? Here's a question for you. Are these girls from Touhou? I'll give you a hint. One of them isn't. Do you have your answer? Because I lied. All of them are from Touhou. If you saw through my ruse, then good for you. Now, can you name all of them? If you're some die-hard Touhou fan, completed every extra stage, I eat lunatic for breakfast kind of person, then maybe you can. As for somebody a little less serious, like myself, then you might struggle a bit. Which isn't an issue at all. 180 characters is a lot, and with how hard and daunting Touhou can be, you can't expect everyone to know every character by heart. So, who are these girls, and why should you even care? Well, you clicked on this video, you tell me. Anyways, let's get the more well-known out of the way. The Aki sisters and Kisume are more well-known for 2 reasons: time and memory. Due to them being around the longest, they have more of a following, but that doesn't mean they stand anywhere near the likes of Suika. Sadly for the Aki sisters, it's known that they're unknown, and doubly so for Shizuo, as she's nothing more than a mid-boss, and very similar to her sister, making it seem like she just is Minoriko. It is very common for Zune to just use the boss as the mid-boss after all. Luckily, thanks to 100th Black Market, it seems like she got some screen time, so there's that at least. These sisters are basically the gods of autumn, Minoriko being the god of harvest, but a lesser known one. This makes her seem feral and wild compared to the other harvest gods. And Shizuo is responsible for the leaves turning red. This isn't some power, mind you, but she paints them instead. She also can't make the leaves fall, so she just kicks the tree. Kisume, on the other hand, it is quite surprising that she isn't more popular, as another small girl in an object is quite popular. My theory on this is what I like to call the Stage 1 curse, which, even though they're one of the first girls you'll see, they're more often than not less known to the public. Unlike the other 2, Kisume isn't anything grand like a god. Rather, she's based off of Surubebi, which are these little blue fire spirits that do nothing more than bounce up and down.
This is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
We're getting more obscure with these 2, and funny enough, they're sisters again. I guess for every Scarlet and Komiji, you have an Aki and Tsukumo. Anyways, a funny thing about DDC is that despite me talking about the Stage 1 curse, the first 3 bosses are fairly popular, and then there's Stage 4. Public perception is really strange in how it works, and it's hard to say for certain why these 2 were forgotten, because Raiko is really popular enough to be in the Prism River Sisters band, while these 2 get left out. Can't feel too bad though, as Venten exists, and you should listen to it if you haven't. My guess is that they're too close in design to each other and don't really stand out against the other DDC characters. These 2 were originally just normal instruments from the outside world, but due to the events of DDC, magical power made them into anime girls, basically. Which is surprisingly not uncommon for Touhou. Saving the most for last, we have Hidden Star in 4 Seasons. Now granted, 2 characters, yes, just 2, are really popular, On and Okina, but holy shit, I hear nothing about the other characters. Maybe these 2, as they're almost an extension of Okina? Huh, another duo, weird. Besides that, I forget the names of these 2 constantly, but that just might be a me thing. It's sad that these 2 are often neglected, as they are humans, which is pretty uncommon for a Touhou anime. They have no memories of their past and are becoming less human due to Okina's influence, which I think is pretty interesting. Funny dancers, yay. Moving backwards, we have Stage 4 with Narumi, and while she's overshadowed by On in the stage before, I think she should be used more in fan works, especially with Eika. In case you don't know, Narumi is an animated Jizo statue, which are used to protect souls of dead children, and, in case you didn't know again, Eika is a dead child. Moving on, we have Nemuno, who, in my opinion, should have more everything. Fan art, fanworks, etc. Nemuno is a Yamanba, which are old hags and witches who live in the Japanese mountains. We love cleaver-wielding hermit women. So much, in fact, that I made a cleaver in Left 4 Dead 2, and you should go subscribe to it and use it. Last on our list is Eternity Larva. What a grandiose name for a butterfly, and surprisingly accurate, as I don't think she'll ever blossom in the eyes of the Touhou fanbase. Ugh, that was disgusting. Eternity is special that during and after the events of Hidden Star, she just gains a huge amount of power. So much, in fact, that after looking at Clownpiece's torch, she just turns winter into summer. She also uses the scales on her body and wings as blade-like projectiles, aka the bullets she uses against you, which is pretty neat. And with that, we are close to done. Now there's other characters that would fit well in this video, mainly Eika, Sanyo, and Misumaru. With Sanyo and Misumaru, they are still relatively new, but I have a feeling they'll be lesser known in the future. Just a little prediction from me. For Eika, she was known for being the forgettable one for a time, but she's gotten some 3D models, so I think she's been getting some steam with her long-ass earlobes. Anyways, go give some lesser-known Touhou girls some love. Things will never be like how they were in the early 2010s. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good rest of your day.